These are book notes for Hyperfocus. It's a book by Chris Baily. Some of the things I'll talk about are paying attention to your attention, changing your environment, and sometimes you need to scatter. First up, pay attention to your attention. The three subtopics here are set your intentions for the day, check in every hour, and return with every breath. Hyperfocus is about getting into a focused state and being deliberate about where your attention is, being deliberate about where you apply the focus so that you can be effective in whatever you're trying to work on. So to do that, to work on something deeply, a good idea is to know what you want to work on. This also means knowing what you won't work on for that day. So something that he suggests is setting your intentions for the day. This can be a short list. This is not creating that massive to-do list of just like an endless to-do list. This is things that you'll be able to accomplish today. With that short list, you'll be able to apply your focus to one item at a time. He also suggests checking in every hour. You can use a watch with the hourly chime. You can set this up in your OS, your laptop OS, or just be mindful about the top of the hour and just check in. See if at that moment you're working on something from your intentions for that day, and also review the past hour to see how you're doing as far as staying on track to finish those things and how focused you are. And then just practicing. This is the real paying attention to your attention. He suggests practicing meditation because that helps you practice your focus. Once you can eliminate these distractions, then you're able to stay in that focused state for longer. And when you meditate, you, like in mindfulness meditation, you bring your attention back to your breath. And similarly, when you're working on something, you'll be better able to notice when your attention has drifted off to something else, when a distraction comes, and you can just bring your attention back to your work. Next up, change your environment. Why you might want to blend your phone. First up, there's your physical environment. This is where you do your work. If it's cluttered, then that can be a distraction. If there are a lot of people around, that can be distracting. And if you are maybe at home and there's just a lot of chores around in different rooms that you're thinking about, then that can be a distraction as well. So being mindful of that and making the changes that you need. Maybe it's closing the door at the office. Maybe it's going to a coffee shop for certain activities. Whatever you can do to remove the distractions, try to do that. Next is the digital environment. So what does your home screen look like? That's a good test. What do you grab your phone? If you grab your phone first thing in the morning, what are you checking? Those are probably the most addictive things that you have on your phone. And you probably have notifications, you have banners and things like that. So one of the first suggestions is just removing all those notifications, removing those badges, whatever it is that makes your phone addicting. Try to get rid of that if you're trying to focus more. And there are a lot of tips and tricks in there in the book for handling email. Then also just pull the plug, disconnect. One of the most productive places if you're doing work can be an airplane where there's no Wi-Fi, but all airplanes have Wi-Fi now, it seems like. So don't buy it if you have to pay for it, but just keep that in mind. Use airplane mode on your phone, and when it comes down to it, blending your phone might be the best idea if you really want to focus. Last, sometimes you need to scatter. I've presented this map of things that I've learned from Hyperfocus for getting in that focused state. So you don't always want to be in that hyper-focused mode for your work. If you're doing creative work, then there's something called scatter focus that can be really effective. Let's say you're back at your desk, people are around, you've used your magic wand, now they're bushes, you're working outdoors, you're focused, great, right? Except now you have a blank screen and you didn't really know what you wanted to write, what you wanted to work on, but you had that to-do list, so you had this item mind map of a video, And this is where you can use your scatter focus. And one trick that is in this book that I enjoyed was this idea of having a drink or two if you're over 21, kids. And that will let you be a little more creative. It gets you into more of this scatter focus state where you can make connections of all the things that you've been taking in, all the books you've been reading, things you've been watching, and you can apply that to whatever topic you are working on. You can also take a shower. Similarly, it puts you in that scatter focus mode where the things that if you're reading books and then going to work on something else and your day is just jam-packed, then sometimes those ideas in the books won't come to the surface until you get into this scatter focus mode. Doing like something like taking a shower, taking a long walk, those come to the surface, then you can apply those ideas. And boom, light bulb. You've got an idea. You can write it down if you have one of those shower whiteboards. Last, diffuse mode and diffuse mode. Diffuse, they sound similar. This might not be the best thing, but what this drawing is a mini map of Counter-Strike I was thinking of Counter-Strike here. So during a round, you spread out with your team, go to different places on the map, distribute yourselves, and this is more like the diffuse mode, the scatter mode of thinking, where you're looking wide, your focus is wide, and you're trying to bring your ideas to the surface. A lot of ideas are in your head, they're scattered around, so now you can those will come to the surface, and then once the bomb's planted, you're in diffuse mode, focused mode. You want to go diffuse that bomb, and you apply your attention to one area, one topic. And everything I learned through Counter-Strike. So thanks for checking this out. Go check out Hyperfocus, great book about focusing and getting work done and enjoying it more with that focus. So remember, pay attention to your attention, change your environment, and sometimes you need to scatter. So keep meditating, blend that phone, and sometimes think about the beginning of the round and just spread your attention out. Hit subscribe if you like this. Thanks a lot.